This is the TribLive High School Sports Network, the official streaming partner of the WPIAL, featuring exclusive coverage of all playoffs and championships. Stretching across 10 counties, 2,000 broadcasts a year, live and forever archived. Trib, hssn.triblive.com.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL championship game!
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the four-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Shenango Wildcats are the WPIAL champions!
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn. Vegas and Maples keeping himself coming near side. Can they hit him? Oh, he got in! He did! Will he get it for the state championship?
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt. Memorial Spartans three-peat.
And the Shannock is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. Pleasant good afternoon. Coming to you from Wild Things Park in Washington, Pennsylvania for the WPIAL Class 1A Baseball Championship here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and the TribLive High School Sports Network. Today's broadcast, Union against Eden Christian for the 1A Baseball Championship, brought to you in part by Mainly Chiropractic, by Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, by the Red Zone, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by the Union Area Education Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Good afternoon on a hot and sunny day from Washington, PA. I'm James Dotson alongside Jay Moon. Union, the number 2 seed, Eden Christian, the number 1 seed. Eden Christian trying to do what has never been done before, Jay. This will be the second school in the same season to finish with a WPIAL championship in baseball undefeated. It's an impressive statistic. Sarah Catholic got the first one yesterday. Now 23-0. Eden Christian currently at 17-0. The defending state runner-ups now trying to get their first district gold here today are the Warriors.
That's going to be. It should be a good game. Eden Christian, like you said, their first time to possibly do this, and they have some good pitching and some good hitting. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, two teams that have controlled their opposition over the course of the season. Eden Christian, 154 runs, allowing just 24. So you're talking about less than 1.5 runs per game. Union on the other side, 125 runs scored, and they've limited their opponents to just 38 total runs over the course of the season. Here on our LGKG pregame show, we'll break it down a little bit more, but first it's time to pause for the playing of our national anthem. Your national anthem from Wild Things Park. It's our Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George pregame show. Visit them online at lgkg.com for your free consultation. Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, keeping promises for over 80 years. And one thing we can promise you today is you're going to see two fantastic seniors on the hill here today. Tyler Staub, 5-1 for Union on the season. He's heading to Bryant and Stratton to continue his athletic and academic careers. Jared Beese on the other side has been offered to Marietta. He's 8-0 on the season, and both pitchers at or below 1 in terms of the earned run average on the year. We're going to get to see the right-hander from Eden Christian first, Jared Beese. 8-0, 83 strikeouts, just 21 walks, averaging about a strikeout and a half per inning. Very impressive work he's had through this playoff run here as well. It's going to be a challenge to get any run on either of these two pitchers here today, Jay.
Well, the most important thing in baseball is the pitching. Then defense is next. And like you said, they're both quality pitchers, both seniors, so they've been here before.
1 versus 2. Both teams had first-round byes. Union defeated Riverview 5-1 in a rematch of the WPIAL championship game from a year ago. The Scotties then took down section foe Rochester in the rubber match. That was their only section loss of the year. Defeated them 3-2 here on their way to Washington. Eden Christian, the top seed in the quarterfinals, defeated Greensburg Central Catholic 6-0, and then a 6-5 victory over Our Lady of Sacred Heart to get to the championship game. Let's look at the starting lineup for the Union Scotties under head coach Bill Sanders. The 4th straight trip for the Scotties to the WPIAL championship game. Leading off will be pitcher Tyler Staub. Right fielder Rocco Galmarini hits second, followed by center fielder Mike Gunn, another sophomore. Catcher Nick Vitale in the cleanup spot. Left fielder Mark Stanley hits 5th. Brennan Porter, the second baseman, hitting 6th. Designated hitter Dane Jonke, 7th. Shane Roper, the first baseman, 8th. And Grayson Blakely is the third baseman, hitting 9th. Batting for Anthony Roper, the shortstop. First pitch in there from Jared Beese for a strike 1. Time of first pitch, 1:31 here today at Wild Things Park. Strong breeze going from right to left as the right-hander brings this one in. A little sidearm action there from Jared Beese. And working straight from the stretch here, Jay, will be interesting. Seeing a lot more of that in the high school game.
I'm used to the full windup. That's something you must be comfortable with.
Swung on and missed for strike 2 there is Tyler Staub. Mentioned going to Bryant and Stratton, one of the 3 seniors in this starting lineup for the Union Scotties. Going to major in criminal justice. 1-2 pitch driven the other way towards the 6-5 hole, and it's past the shortstop, Ray Steerer, for a leadoff base hit for Tyler Staub.
Well, Staub's batting .521 for the year, and he just went with the pitch. Looked like a good low pitch, but he just took it right to the opposite field.
Hit it where it's pitched, leadoff single. Staub started off the game last year. I believe all 3 runs for Union in their championship game last year came in the first inning. That started that same way with Tyler Staub getting on base. Now bring up sophomore, another left-handed hitting Rocco Galmarini. He swings to a first pitch fastball for strike 1. The Eden Christian defensive alignment, Roberto Farfan, Eli Sinieri, and Enzo Natali in the outfield from left to right. Christian Cropper at third base, Ray Steerer at short, Caleb Emsweiler at second base, and Brian Feldman at first. Scoring the bunt is Galmarini, but bunted foul. 0-2 now the count. Malachi Mangus was giving chase. He's the catcher for Jared Beese. Again, 8-0 on the season, a .67 earned run average.
That is very impressive numbers.
These 2 teams will be into the state tournament. Waiting to see who will be the number 3 team, as Ocean Rochester will do battle just across the street at W&J for the consolation prize, and to be ranked 3rd out of the WPIAL. Throw over to first base, diving back in is Tyler Staub. All dirt field. Or not dirt, no dirt whatsoever, all turf field here at Wild Things Park. 325 down the lines, 375 to the power alleys, and 405 to dead center field. 0-2 to Galmarini, backdoor breaking ball, misses outside, 1-2 the count.
That was a hard one to take.
Broke around the plate, says home plate umpire Michael Martirosian. Bill Crucial on the base paths, as well as Mike Miller and Jerry Lavelle for the 4-man crew for these championships. This breaking ball swung on and missed. First strikeout of the game for Jared Beese.
Looked like a good quality pitch, just didn't catch up with it.
Now bring up sophomore Mike Gunn, who missed the first half of the season. He had a quick operation on his elbow just to get a little scope. Things cleaned out. Came back as a designated hitter midway through the section season, and now back to his normal duties as the everyday starting center fielder. He pops up the first pitch offering. It's going to go back, and it's going to go just over the screen and actually hits a fan in the front row, right in the back. I don't know how it even got over the screen, nevertheless hit somebody right in the front row.
He motioned he was okay.
Well, Pittsburgh Pirates style, you see that? Immediately put the thumbs up.
Yes.
That's a well-trained man there. 0-1 to count to Gunn. Was starting as a freshman last year, getting an early jump there was Staub. Had to pause as he went to hit. Now the throw to first on the ground of the shortstop, and Mike Gunn is going to be safe. Crazy play as Staub was off with the pitch, but he got such a head start that he actually had to wait and make sure the throw actually went home. Shortstop was covering. Steerer had to go from the bag back to his spot, and that was enough time for Gunn to reach on the infield single.
Good speed by Gallimarini. Get that right here.
So Mike Gunn, the infield single. Tyler Staub on second base. 2 on, 1 down, and here comes Nick Vitale. Catcher hitting just shy of 500 on the season as well. Trying to get a big first inning, and he's going to take one in the back. Bases full, Scotties. After Vitale is plunked, and he's had plenty of those this season.
Didn't look like it hurt him too much. I think it was an off-speed pitch.
He's also got the elbow pad, but can tell he's a little frustrated. He wanted to swing. He'll now come back to the bench as there'll be a courtesy runner for the catcher. That's Andrew Gettings, a sophomore out there as a courtesy runner.
Most players don't want to get hit by a pitch. They want to swing the bat.
At one point earlier this year, it was an astronomical number, like 7 out of 10 at bats he got plunked. So with 1 down, bases loaded, corner of the infield is up. First pitch misses inside to Mark Stanley for ball 1. So how about this? Tyler Staub leading off, Rocco Gallimarini hitting second, Mark Stanley hitting fifth, all hitting from the left side of the batter's box. Impressive for a 1A school.
Usually you don't see that many left-handed batters.
1-0 count swung on and missed. Evens the count at 1-1.
Usually lucky to have 1 or 2 left-handed batters, not 4.
Staub at first, Gunn at second, Gettings the courtesy runner at first. Suicide squeeze, and one's going to be popped up in foul territory, caught by the third baseman, and he's going to throw it back to the pitcher covering at third, able to retire Staub. So they try the suicide squeeze with Mark Stanley, but it's caught by the third baseman Cropper, who flips it back to Bees to get the double play, and you go from bases loaded to no runs put on the board in the top of the first, Jay.
I'll tell you what, that's a tough way to finish an inning off. I was surprised they actually did the suicide squeeze with Mr. Stanley, because he hits the ball pretty well.
Yeah, just under 500, a 488 hitter on the season, but he bunts into the double play. Going to the bottom of the first inning, Union 0, Eden Christian coming up to bat, and let's take a look at their starting lineup under first-year coach Joe Doherty. The pitcher, Jared Bees, is leading off, followed by shortstop Ray Steerer. Junior first baseman Brian Feldman will hit third. Cleanup hitter is second baseman Caleb Emsweiler. Left fielder Roberto Farfan hits fifth, followed by Eli Sinieri, the center fielder, hitting sixth. Catcher Malachi Mangus will hit seventh, followed by designated hitter Caleb Cox, and Enzo Natali will hit ninth. Cox is batting for Christian Chopper, playing third base. So Beast, Steerer, Feldman, Emsweiler, Farfan, Sinieri, Mangus, Cox, and Natali for Eden Christian.
Have to see what Mr. Staub has to offer right now.
Well, Staub started off with a leadoff single batting, and now a chance to return the favor. Jared Bees, the pitcher, leading off on the other side for Eden Christian as well. So both pitchers working with the glove, with the arm, but also trying to kick-start everything with their respective offenses as well. So interesting, the kind of parity between these two teams in that sort of regard. A lot of similarities between these two squads. Eden Christian 17-0, the champions out of Section 3. Union 11-4, 1 loss in Section 1 play this season for the Scotties. We take a look at our LGKG defensive alignment. Catching Tyler Staub will be Nick Vitale, who was out here as the catcher for his brother Jake. Nick's brother Jake now pitching at Westminster, who threw the no-hitter last year in the 1A championship. The outfield from left to right, Mark Stanley, Mike Gunn, and Rocco Galmarini. Left side of the infield, Grayson Blakely at third, Anthony Roper at shortstop, Brennan Porter at second base, Shane Roper at first base. First of 2 games today for the Union Scotties. Baseball doing battle now in the 1A championship for the 4th straight season. The Scotties in the baseball championship, and how about this for the 3rd straight year? The Lady Scots, the softball team, in the WPIAL championship. They're scheduled to start down at Cal U at 4:30 today. So a lot of the fans in attendance here. We're going to get right back on the bus after this one ends. Travel the extra 20 minutes down to Cal U to catch the quote-unquote nightcap for Union against West Green.
I didn't realize both them schools were or both those fields were that close.
Yeah, close enough that ended up being able to make this work on the trip down south from Lawrence County. First pitch in there for strike 1 from Staub. Again, a 5-1 record, 7 strikeouts, and only 4 hits allowed in the semifinal victory. Swung on by Beese and lifted foul back and out of play into the bleachers. Quickly up 0-2 is Staub. You got to see him down at Shaler in the quarterfinal win against Riverview. Only 1 strikeout in that game. It kept the pitch count really low as a result.
I know the game before I watched, me had 13 strikeouts.
Does a little bit of everything, but I think with that 13 strikeouts, I think he was out by the 5th inning because of the pitch count rule. So really limited those pitches in the last couple of outings to be able to get a full 7 innings in. Here's the 1-2, sharp 12-6 breaking ball, just misses inside. Count even at 2-2 to Jared Beese. Mentioned going to Marietta, or has an offer, I should say, from Marietta College. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Only 1 strikeout in the quarters. He gets 1 on his first batter today, Jay.
That was a good fastball right down the middle. Couldn't catch up with that one.
Brings up shortstop Ray Steerer, a .381 hitter on the season, and you're going to hear a lot of that. A lot of batters on both of these teams hitting in the 300 to 400 range for both of these squads. Steerer first pitch swinging, and it's popped back foul into the parking lot for strike 1. Mentioned first-year coach Joe Doherty. He's coaching from the dugout, also very unique in the high school baseball realm. Mark Feldman coaching at first, and Tim Lipp coaching at third. Some managers like to see things from afar. 0-1 breaking ball called strike 2 down at the knees. Staub again working ahead, 0-2 the count. Bottom of the first inning, Union left the bases loaded off a suicide squeeze attempt, was caught for a double play. Fastball upstairs misses. 1 ball, 2 strike now the count. First of 2 games that we'll have for you here at lcsportsnet.com. Class 3A championship coming up next. Another breaking ball, this one down in the Pebbles. 2-2. Hot, sunny day definitely caused issues for some of the pitchers we saw yesterday in the upper 80s. This one just barely getting a piece of it is Steerer staying alive. Count remains 2-2 to the senior. 5 seniors, 2 juniors, 2 sophomores in the starting lineup. Excuse me, 3 juniors and 2 sophomores in the starting lineup for Eden Christian. Defending state runner-ups. This one popped up on the right side of the infield. In the foul territory, drifts to first baseman Shane Roper, fighting the sun a little bit, able to snag it in foul territory for the 2nd out of the inning.
I don't think the wind had much to do with that one. Just the sun, like you said.
Sun basically straight up in the sky. Here, early in today's contest, left-handed hitting first baseman Brian Feldman, who leads the team in many offensive categories for Eden Christian. He'll come to the plate with 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch watches it on the outside corner for strike 1. Feldman, who leads the team in average, and also with 22 RBIs, and not to mention 2 homers on the season. This one out in front a little bit, pokes it foul and out of play down the left field line. So for the 3rd straight batter Staub up 0-2 in the count. Love that for a pitcher to be working ahead.
That's the best thing to do. You don't want to fall behind. That's when you make mistakes.
He gets the sign, does Staub, from Vitale, his catcher. Brings the 0-2 breaking ball outside. 1-2 the count. But after going 0-2, he's then worked back to even with a couple of chase pitches, and already the pitch count up at the same number that Eden Christian's Jared Beast was in the first inning. 14 pitches. Pitch number 14 is flared into shallow left field. Tough time judging it at first, but Mark Stanley able to settle under it for the final out of the inning. Eden Christian goes down in order in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless through one here in the Class 1A championship game at lcsportsnet.com and the TribLive High School Sports Network.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
Not sure we need the furnace, but the air conditioning, they can also help you with everything you need in your house, not just the furnace, but the AC as well. Make sure that AC is cranked up, though I will say this, it's supposed to be down in the mid-40s tomorrow night, so might be tempted to crank that furnace back on. It's June, though. How about that? And all of a sudden, we have the warm weather, straight back down to the cold, Jay.
I haven't turned my air conditioner on yet. My house is big and old, and it was kept pretty cool, but I'm sure the wife had the furnace turned on.
You're a lot more brave than I am. So after leaving the bases loaded with the suicide squeeze attempt that went awry in the top of the first inning, Union will now step back to the plate with the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Porter, Jonke, and Shane Roper due up. 2 hits, bases loaded, but the suicide squeeze fouled off and caught for the double play to end that first inning. Breaking ball in there for strike 1 to Brennan Porter, one of the 2 juniors in the starting lineup for the Scotties. Another breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-2, Bees working ahead nicely here in the top of the second.
That's what you want. Start out with 2 strikes. Now maybe throw something, get them go fishing.
Long pause from Bees. Now kicks and delivers, and he does get Porter to go fishing on a pitch well outside, but able to get a piece of it. Fouls it into the stands on the first baseline. Count remains 0-2.
Pitcher seems to work pretty fast, too.
You like that, a pitcher in control, controlling the pace of the game. 0-2 fastball misses upstairs, and Beast actually did a bit of a split, kind of slipped on the turf mound. Very different. Not sure how much experience Eden Christian's team may have in terms of pitching on an all-turf mound.
Luckily he didn't hurt himself, that little split.
Right back up there, the 1-2 chopped towards second base, taken on 3 hops. Throw to first base is going to be wide, and beating the throw as a result is Brennan Porter. It pulled Feldman inside the bag, and by the time he reached to tag Brennan Porter, he was there standing on first base.
That'd be an E4, unfortunately. He had time to take the time and throw the ball. He just didn't make a good throw that time.
Designated hitter Dane Jonke will now step to the plate. Jonke hitting for his classmate Anthony Roper. And we'll see if Union tries a little small ball. Eden Christian sure thinks so, as the third baseman way up. And actually, Jonke did show bunt as Beast threw over to first base. Sliding back in safely was Porter. Scoreless, top of the second inning. Union again with the leadoff batter on base. Scoring the bunt, pulling back, and called strike 1 at the top of the zone.
I think the catcher could have caught that ball. He might have had a chance to get the runner in first. He was got a pretty good lead.
Yeah, Mangus, a little tough time gripping the ball. And I'll tell you what, with, again, the heat out there, especially on this turf, we saw it with the pitching yesterday. A lot of slippery baseballs out there. This one popped back to the pitcher. We're going to get another bunt double play as it was a pitch right at the eyes of Jonke. He couldn't pull back. Bunt didn't go down. It went up. A 1-3 double play on the bunt attempt.
That's twice they got the lead on runner on, and nothing's happening so far.
So now 2 down. Shane Roper, the third senior in this Scotties lineup. He's going to Thiel University next year, majoring in criminal justice.
My daughter graduated from Thiel University.
Nice school up north.
It was a nice school.
First pitch in there for strike 1 to Roper. 2 down now in the top of the second inning. He's out in front on a breaking ball, fouls it back towards the screen. This one will go out of play. 0-2 the count now.
This one didn't hit anybody.
Including a nice crowd we have down the first baseline wearing the Scotty blue and white. A lot of the student section. Their first of 2 trips today. With the Scotty softball team scheduled to start at 4:30. 0-2 well outside, goes back to the screen, makes the count 1-2. As we will have actually video coverage of that one at lcsportsnet.com and on the TribLive High School Sports Network for that championship matchup. Union versus West Green. If you feel like you've heard that before, it's the 3rd straight season you have in the WPIAL championship. Strike 3 on the check swing. They're going to say he went. Don't think it mattered. Strike 3, and the Scotties are retired in order. There was an error and a double play. No one left on base. To the bottom of the second we go. Scoreless between the Scotties and Eden Christian here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. It's not just about the athletes with Melee Chiropractic. It's definitely allergy season right now, and if allergies, runny noses, watery eyes, or just the headaches that come with all that congestion causing you trouble, chiropractic work can be a great way to help alleviate some of that pain. Give them a call. Check them out. MahleChiropractic.com. That's M-A-H-L-E chiropractic.com. And let them keep you in the game or keep you able to watch the game as we're enjoying it here from, thankfully, a nice air-conditioned booth. We don't have to worry about the pollen when we're in the AC here, Jay.
I really like this air conditioning. I was in the other booth first. I was in the wrong place. They had the window open for their air conditioning.
And that's not much of an AC today, I'll tell you that much. Up in the upper 80s at time of first pitch. Scoreless between Union and Eden Christian, bottom of the second inning. Eden Christian will bring up 4, 5, 6 hitters, Emsweiler, Farfan, and Sinieri. Caleb Emsweiler, sophomore second baseman, hitting in the cleanup spot. Watch his first pitch, breaking ball, inside for ball 1. Emsweiler with a team-high 7 doubles on the year. Check swing offering here. Foul back to the screen. Count even at 1-1. Eden Christian mentioned were knocked out by the Scotties in the WPIAL semifinals last year, but rebounded in the state tournament, advancing all the way to the state championship game. Lost there at Penn State in the championship, and since then, 17 straight victories. 2-1 to count. Fastball in there for strike 2 as Staub wheeling and dealing. By the way, 15 pitches thrown by Staub in the first inning. Up to 25 total thrown now from Jared Beese through 2 innings. 2-2 pitch, fouled back over our heads and out of play. Count will remain 2-2. We've already seen a couple of 2-strike foul offs from these Eden Christian batters, extending counts and jacking up that pitch count, Jay.
Well, they're battling. They're not taking too many pitches. They want to swing the bat.
Here's the 2-2. This one off the end of the bat. A lot of English. and it will finally stay foul territory. That one had so much spin on it, especially on the turf, you can almost expect could have been rolling right back in very easily.
Well, the first baseman grabbed the ball as soon as he get it on the other side of the foul line there.
And now we're going to have the baseball game between pitcher and umpire, and the umpire, Michael Martirosian, and Nick Vitale both looking at a couple of baseballs after that one was hit off the end of the bat. Here's another 2-2 offering, and 3 in a row now foul back to the screen. So a great leadoff at bat from Caleb Emsweiler as it remains a 2-2 count.
Getting the pitch count up, plus battling good.
This will be pitch number 8 of the at-bat here to start the bottom of the second inning. Good breaking ball in the turf. For strike 3 on the swing and a miss. Throw down the first base to complete the strikeout from Vitale to Roper. Second strikeout of the game, but a nasty breaking ball there for the first out of the inning from Tyler Staub.
I think he fouled back about 3 straight fastballs, and that one was off speed, and he just couldn't get a good cut at it.
Roberto Farfan, senior left fielder, hitting .375 on the season, will now step to the plate. Scoreless game here in the WPIAL championship game. First pitch breaking ball misses downstairs for ball 1. Farfan and Sinieri, his classmate, in the on-deck circle. This one swung on and missed. Evens the count at 1-1.
He tried to drive that one a long ways. He just didn't contact this time.
High breaking ball didn't break down, but Farfan chased it. 1-2 to count on that swing and a miss. Farfan 16 RBI on the season, hitting in the middle of this Eden Christian lineup. 1-2 pitch, chases it upstairs again. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler Staub. He's got 3 already on the afternoon. Eli Senieri will now step to the plate. 2 down, bottom of the second inning between the Scotties and the Warriors. High fastball misses. So 3 first pitch strikes in the first inning, 3 first pitch balls here in the second inning. This one line drive right back through the box for a base hit. First hit of the game for Eden Christian comes off the bat of Eli Sinieri, a 2-out single right back up the middle.
Made good contact in that pitch.
Just like they're taught. Hit it right back where it came from.
Back when I played ball, I always went to the pitcher. Tried right over the pitcher's head.
So 2 down. Sinieri running at first base. Malachi Mangus, junior catcher, will step to the plate. .364 hitter on the season. High kick from Staub. First pitch fouled off by Mangus. 0-1 the count.
Looked like it got a piece of him, the foul ball, but didn't hurt him.
Kind of pinballed around, maybe off batter, catcher, maybe even a bit off the umpire as well. 0-1 to count. Staub, long pause on the rubber, now kicks and delivers, and this one's fouled back over our heads. 0-2 to count. And how about this? That hit by Sinieri, the first hit that Union has allowed in the WPIAL championship game in nearly 9 innings, after 7 innings of no-hit ball in the championship game last year.
Didn't realize that, but you did that game last year too, didn't you?
I did not. Oh. I enjoyed that from my couch with my newborn son. Throw over to first base, a snap throw, and scampering back is Sinieri at first base. And Jake Vitale, 13 strikeouts in that no-hitter for the Scotties a year ago over Riverview. 0-2, runner off and going, swung on and missed, breaking ball in the dirt, quick throw over to first base. So Staub will retire in the side with 3 strikeouts. There was a hit there in the middle, but that runner left on base. Scoreless through 2 innings of play here from Wild Things Park in the Class 1A Championship, Union and Eden. 0-0 on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
And remind you, coming up after the game on our Tri-County Principals post-game show, we will announce our LCAP Player of the Game Award, thanks to our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. They're dedicated to enhancing the quality of life within Lawrence County by eliminating and preventing the causes and effects of poverty by mobilizing and directing resources to educate and promote self-sufficiency. You can find more information and see how you can assist by visiting lcap.org. That's lccap.org. LCAP, changing lives. WPIAL championship certainly would change the lives of these young student athletes. And just to think about how impressive it is for a 1A public school, Jay, 4 straight seasons. You have the pandemic year cutting it in half, but 2 before the pandemic and now 2 in a row after the pandemic that you've got the Union Scotties baseball team playing here at Wild Things Park.
That's amazing because it's such a small school and they just must get quality ball players. And it has a lot to do with the coaching, too.
A lot of the coaching. Basketball team made it to the championship again. They've been battling through the quarters, semifinals, and finals over the last few years as well. So hats off to the Union program. And let's do something about the spring season too, Jay, because softball for the 3rd straight year in the championship as well. Can't go without mentioning them.
That's got championship games this afternoon, isn't it?
4:30 for first pitch. So basically that entire sea of blue you see down there, they're going to be making their way down to Cal U as soon as this one's over. 9-1-2 hitters for the Scotties in the top of the 3rd inning. Blakely, Staub, and Galmarini coming to the plate. 1-1 the count to the sophomore 3rd baseman Grayson Blakely, as Beast has thrown 25 pitches through the first 2 innings. Very efficient. A couple of double plays certainly helps in that regard. Fastball up at the eyes. 2-1 the count.
I'm not sure if they get runners on base going to try that bunt again or not.
Well, if that's your game, you stick with it. Though it certainly has not worked well so far today. Nice sweeping breaking ball there. Breaks over the heart of the plate. 2-2 the count to Blakely. Trying to turn the order over is the sophomore. Another 2-2 breaking ball. Ground ball towards short. Taken there by Steeler. Throw across the diamond in plenty of time. 6-3 for the first out of the inning, and the first time that the Scotties have had their leadoff batter retired.
That was a routine ground ball, and he made the perfect throw to first base.
Top of the order, Tyler Staub now to the plate with 1 down. Scoreless here in the top of the 3rd inning. Remind you, coming up in between the top and bottom of the innings, we'll have our Maley Minute and take a look at some of the other softball happenings going on down at Cal U.
Staub started game off with a base hit. See if he can come up, get another one here.
And that was on a 1-2 count, and he will start with a 1-0 count here as this one misses outside for ball 1. Yeah, you can flip on over to TribLive High School Sports Network for all of those games. We'll have the Union softball game as the nightcap at 4:30. This one's fouled into the Eden Christian dugout. 1-1 the count to Staub. And a shameless plug here, our Lawrence County SportsNet crew helping run everything on the camera side of things with the TribLive High School Sports Network today down at Cal U for the softball championship. So special shout out to our camera crew working the job there. Strike 2 on the check swing from Staub. 1 ball, 2 strike the count. Aaron Vigiano, Rob Natel, Dom Summers, and Hannah Bowen later heading down as well. 1-2 pitch popped fouled on the first base line towards the party deck, and it's going to land right in the party deck and remain a 1-2 count to Tyler Staub. Mention of over 500 hitter is Staub. Trying to get things off and running with one down in the top of the third inning for the Scotties. 1-2 pitch misses downstairs. Good hold from Staub. Count now runs even at 2-2. Staub, who took a nasty fall in that game against Riverview. Collision on a play at the plate after a wild pitch where he got upended and basically landed on his head. 3-2 now the count as this one misses well outside. But he was able to shake that off, and that ended up being the only run he allowed the entire game.
Wow, I didn't see it, but that would be something to lay on your head and still continue.
He said he was worried because he told me later he thought he landed more on his shoulder. He was worried that might have had something happen maybe with a collarbone. It was very hard dirt he landed on. He was not confident as he got back up, but got back on the mound, threw a couple warm-up pitches, and was lights out the rest of the way. The payoff pitch to Staub here. Breaking ball, fisted and popped up on the right side of the infield. Emsweiler will settle under it on the edge of the infield grass and make the catch for the second out of the inning. About a 3-2 breaking ball. A lot of confidence for your senior hurler.
He definitely had him off stride there in that pitch.
2 up, 2 down for the Scotties. Rocco Galmarini comes to the plate. One of the 2 strikeout victims through the first 2+ innings for Jacob Bees. First pitch fastball misses well upstairs for ball 1. Galmarini, who we saw come in making his first varsity appearance against Rochester in the first of their section games, got the save in that contest. Here swings to an outside fastball, evens the count at 1-1. Staub, Galmarini, Roper, and Mark Stanley you've seen as the main rotation on the hill this year for the Scotties. Galmarini out in front of that one as well, swings through a fastball, 1-2 the count.
Bees is really controlling his pitches.
Controlling the pace, showing good command with multiple pitches. Now here's the 1-2. Again, the drop down sidearm, little flow the other way. That's a fair ball. It lands on the line just past the third base bag. Galmarini going to go running into second base. Here comes the throw and head first slide in there in time. Rocco Galmarini hits it where it was pitched. Good 2-strike approach and paints the line literally down the third base bag.
You couldn't get any closer to being a foul or fair ball. Right on the line. The third base umpire had a perfect view of it too.
That's the nice part about these 4-man crews. There was no question whatsoever that that was a fair ball because your umpire is about 5 feet away from it. Third hit of the game for the Scotties after the 2-out double for Galmarini. Here comes Mike Gunn, who had an infield single in his first at bat. He's first pitch swinging on the breaking ball, chopped foul down the third baseline towards the Scotties dugout for strike 1.
Looks like he's ahead of a breaking pitch that time.
Gunn, the familiar name for the Scotties over the last few years. Joe and Aaron Gunn, brothers. That would be the cousins of Mike Gunn. Here's the 0-1, fisted back foul to the screen, so a good response from Bees, now up 0-2 on the sophomore center fielder. Bees up to 100, out of 105 allotted pitches, up to 43 now thrown. 2 down, still scoreless, runner in scoring position for Union. Breaking ball, popped up, sky high on the left side of the infield. Christian Cropper, tough time finding it, and falls to his backside as he makes the catch on the third base bag. Hangs onto it, secures the out, and ends the inning. Scotties will leave a runner on base. Jay, wow, he fought off a little bit of sun, a little bit of wind, and just a high fly ball in the sky.
That thing was high, and he luckily held on to the ball. When he tripped over the third base bag, I thought he might have popped out of his glove, but he held on.
So that ends the top of the third inning. Still scoreless between Union and Eden Christian, which means it's now time, as we go to the bottom of the third inning, time for our Maley Minute, brought to you by Maley Chiropractic, keeping you in the game as we take a look at the softball championships going on The first game going on right now is in Class 3A between Avonworth and Deer Lakes. Last check, I believe it was Avonworth who was up 3-1 on the Deer Lakes Lancers in that one. Coming up next will be the 6A championship between North Allegheny and Seneca Valley. Randy Gore and some weirdo named Lee is going to be working the call for that one. They will also be on the call, will Randy Gore and Lee Moan, for the Class 1A championship, Union against West Green. Union with 11-0 victory over Jefferson Morgan and a 9-2 victory over Greensburg Central Catholic to make their way down to Cal U to take on the top seed West Green Pioneers for the third straight year. Tomorrow's games, supposedly tomorrow's games, because there's a lot up in the air with the weather down there. Class 5A will be Armstrong against Penn Trafford, two really good programs there. In Class 4A, Beaver and Elizabeth Forward ready to do battle. That's another 1 versus 2. And in Class 2A, the middle game actually tomorrow, the 2:15 start time between Neshannock and Fraser, as the Lady Lancers trying to cap off an undefeated WPIAL season. There's your Mainly Minute, brought to you by Mainly Chiropractic, keeping you in the game as we keep you in the game with the Lawrence County and beyond softball happenings in Western PA. We got to see one heck of a softball matchup in the semifinals between Neshannock and Lowell. About a 1-0 extra innings game. Two great young pitchers in Addie Fry and Autumn Boyd.
I saw Addie Fry pitch about a week or so ago. She really brought some heat. I was surprised how fast she could throw for a freshman.
She's only going to get better, and Autumn Boyd only a sophomore. By the way, should mention that the Laurel Spartans victorious yesterday over Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, so they get the third seed out of the WPIAL in the softball ranks. Here, it's a scoreless game, bottom of the third inning. Caleb Cox, Enzo Natali, and Jared Beese, the 8-9-1 hitters, due up for Eden Christian, and just like that, Staub already up 0-2 against Caleb Cox.
That's how you want to start an inning. Strikes.
This one just misses upstairs. 1-2 the count. Couldn't get the junior DH to chase on that one.
A little bit higher, and I think you really wanted it.
Now the 1-2 from Staub. This one intentionally upstairs, and again, good hold from the DH. Count now to 2-2. Good locations there on the waste pitches, Jay. Just better job from the batter not to chase, right?
That's true. The second one's a little bit too high, I think, but the one before was borderline.
This one up in the zone as well. Fouled on the first base line. Roper giving chase, and he's going to have to give up on it as it lands in the first row down the first base line. Count will remain 2-2.
The fans were ready to catch that one, but they left it go. They gave first baseman Shane Roper lots of room, but he just couldn't get in there to get the ball.
A lot of foul territory here at Wild Things Park for Scotty fans who might be listening at home. Very similar size-wise down the lines as it is at Bub Kirkwood Field at Neshannock High School. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. So after falling down 0-2, Caleb Cox now works a full count to lead off the bottom of the third inning. Looking for our first run in this game still. Staub long pause, now looks in to get the sign from Vitale. And this one cricket bowled in there for ball 4. Leadoff walk drawn by Caleb Cox.
You're up 0-2, and then you come back to take a walk. That was good. Good piece of hitting there.
Good at bat, 7-pitch at bat, gets the leadoff walk, and now the 9-hitter Enzo Natali will come to the plate. A 206 hitter on the season. Wouldn't be surprised if you see the left-handed hitting Natali try to move the runner over. He does square to bunt, does not get the bunt down, bunts through the fastball for strike 1.
Good call, James.
Now, runs are going to be at a premium. We said that from the beginning. Union has tried a couple of times, but have bunted into 2 double plays on pop-outs. 0-1, step off and throw over, sliding back head first is Cox.
That was a good move by Staub over the first base.
Staub working on the third base side of the rubber. Comes set and delivers. Not squaring this time is Natali, and watches ball one on the outside corner. Evens the count at 1-1. Well in is Blakely, about 4 or 5 feet in the infield grass, or on the painted grass portion of this turf. Fastball down at the knees, just misses low. 2-1 now the count to Natali. So all of a sudden, maybe some control issues in the third inning for the senior right-hander Tyler Staub.
I'm surprised Enzo didn't try to bunt again.
Well, coach, for the moment at least, has taken the bunt signal off. Short lead at first base. This one swung on and missed. Count even at 2-2. Outfield playing, guarding the lines it looks like, and not terribly deep, but again, it's very deceptive with a deeper minor league ballpark compared to what we see normally. 405 in center field. Lots of room behind Gunn in center. Here's the 2-2. Again, downstairs misses. So back-to-back batters to start this inning, working full counts on Tyler Staub. Because of that, now the count continues to rise as well.
How many pitches do you have so far?
That was number 44 unofficially. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch is downstairs. Back-to-back walks to start.
Okay.
A late call. A late call, so excuse me. And with that, actually, the runner was going down to second base thinking like I was that it was ball 4. The throw was in the center field. I don't even think the fielders thought it was strike 3 either. So it goes down as a called strike 3, a break for the Scotties, but then a break for Eden Christian as they get the swiped bag of second as a result. Wow.
Yeah, you said about strike or walk, and I looked down there. I could see him ringing the right hand up.
Yeah, late signal from our home plate umpire, Michael Martirosian. Caught everybody off guard, and lucky for Caleb Cox because he was kind of trotting down to second base, but Roper and Porter, the middle infielders, were late to cover.
They figured it was strike. They didn't figure they have to do anything.
Yeah, thought it was ball 4. First pitch swinging is Jared Beast, and it's popped up on the left side of the infield. Shortstop Anthony Roper will settle under it for the second out of the inning.
That was a very strange play there.
And then after that strikeout and pop out, all of a sudden 2 down. Still the first run of the game potentially standing in scoring position as shortstop Ray Steerer will step to the plate looking for his 15th RBI of the year. And a big one it would be for the senior, as it would be the first run of today's contest.
We've known he has 1 hit so far.
First pitch swinging is Steerer, and it's fouled back and out of play. Potentially a bit of a break if Staub can work out of this jam. 2 down, bottom of the third inning. Cox, the runner on second base. Staub, long pause, now delivers. This one again popped foul, back and out of play towards the highway behind us.
Look behind that fastball. Making contact, but just not good contact.
So now with that in mind, he was behind on those 2 fastballs. Do you try to blow another one by, or do you switch it up and go with an off-speed pitch?
I think I'd go with an off-speed pitch myself, but we'll see what he does.
Staub checks the runner at second, kicks and delivers. He bounces one in there, and it's well offline. Bounces all the way to the dugout, and actually thinking about rounding third and going all the way home on the wild pitch was Cox. He now retreats back to the bag, as that's the second one that we've seen this inning that has bounced in by about 54 feet.
That's lucky that didn't make it in the dugout. Hit right beside the opening.
If so, from the mound, it still would only be 1 base.
If it goes to dugout?
Okay. Out of play from the mound is just 1 base.
I thought it'd be the base you're going to in 1.
Lee can confirm for me if he's tuning in at the moment, but yes, that should just be one base from the rubber. So 1-2 the count. Now Staub will work back from the windup. 1-2 pitch, flare down the right field line, but it's going to go foul into the party deck. Count will remain 1-2. Mark Feldman, the first base coach. Good sportsmanship there. Gives the hat back to Shane Roper as it flew off of the mangled mane of the first baseman as he went chasing down that foul ball. Eden fans trying to make some noise. Runner at third base for the first time for them today. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 down, bottom of the third inning. Steerer awaits the pitch. Breaking ball upstairs, 2-2. Wind has died down slightly, high ceiling. There's a lot of weather in the area that we might have to keep our eye on as this game ends or the second game begins. A lot of pop-ups in the area. 2-2. Swung on, driven towards left field, and it's going to hook back right towards Mark Stanley. He almost overran it. That ball had so much curve on it. But the junior left fielder able to hang on to it, Jay, and get the last out of the inning, stranding the runner at third.
I thought that ball was in the gap when it first left the bat.
Instead, a good jump from Stanley. Able to secure the catch and end the inning. No runs, no hits. There was a walk, but that runner left stranded at third. Scoreless through 3 in the 1A championship here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and the TribLive High School Sports Network.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Shannon for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods, custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Shout out to our friends at the Union Area Education Association. They've been proud sponsors of all Union Scotties sporting events throughout the course of the year as well. Special thanks to all of them, and special thanks to the administration at Union for allowing the Scotty faithful to make it out to these games today. It ended up being called a half day today. So a half day today, half day tomorrow, and then it's summer vacay for the U. Hoping to start that summer off right with a couple of WPIAL championships here today. Scoreless through 3 innings in the 1A baseball championship between Union and Eden Christian. Top of the 4th, it'll be Vitale, Stanley, and Porter due up. 1-0 pitch at the letters, evens the count at 1-1 to Nick Vitale, who was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. That loaded the bases in the top of the first inning, but then a suicide squeeze attempt that was bunted foul and caught by the third baseman and led to a double play, ended the inning. 1-2 now the count as Jared Beese able to paint the black on the outside corner for strike 2. Goes way sidearm on this breaking ball on the 1-2 pitch and gets Vitale to swing for strike 3.
He was way ahead of that pitch. I think he was expecting a fastball and got some kind of off-speed curveball or sidearm curveball.
He's changing the arm angle. I mean, it's one thing to change speeds, but he's also doing it with multiple pitches, fastball, curveball, maybe a little change up in there as well. But dropping down sometimes, staying up at the higher arm slot for some pitches, really causing a lot of havoc so far. Full sidearm here for this first pitch fastball to Mark Stanley, fouled off for strike 1.
The amount of strikeouts he had this year, he must have a very good arm motion, different angles.
Again, getting looks at Marietta College, potentially to continue his athletic career. Change up here, swung on and missed for strike 2. showing a great mix. Speed, location, but also that third element of the arm angle, something that you don't see a whole lot of.
Not too many. Either going to go complete sidearm or they don't do it at all.
This 0-2 pitch fouled down the first baseline into the bullpen, which is in play, but running out of real estate was Natali. The right fielder could not get to it, so the count will remain 0-2. Bill Sanders, the head coach, coaching down at third base. Jason Burks at first. Shout out to the rest of the coaching staff, Andre Jones, Charles Hedlund, Josh Grimes. Of course, Mr. Bobby Meeks as well. Big fan of the Lawrence County SportsNet. LC SportsNet super fan on Twitter. Not sure if that's a thing, but it is, in my mind at least. Fastball drilled into the screen. Count will remain 0-2 to Mark Stanley. One down, top of the fourth inning. Sun went behind the cloud just for a moment. A little bit of reprieve out there on the hot turf here at Wild Things Park, but just like that, back to a full sunny sky for this 0-2 pitch, and it misses inside and barely misses Mark Stanley.
He didn't really try to get out of the way of it, but I don't think it would have hurt him that much. Looked like a breaking ball.
Now, at this point, you do anything to get a base runner, right, Jay?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's been not too many base runners in this game.
Here's the 1-2, misses well outside, and I'll tell you what, a baseball coming in at 70 to 80 miles an hour, compared to some of the bigs that Mark Stanley had to deal with in the basketball season down on the post, I'm sure he would shrug off a baseball to the arm.
It wouldn't have bothered him at all.
2-2 pitch, fisted foul again. So great at bat here from Mark Stanley. Already seen 7 pitches. Drives up the pitch count, but the more pitches you see, the more, not only for yourself, but for your comrades in the dugout to be able to identify what is going on from this right-handed Jared Beese.
The different angles, it's going to be tough to pick up what he's going to throw.
2-2. Swung on and missed. Blew the fastball by Stanley that time for the second strikeout of the inning. Fourth of the game?
Fourth. That's what I was just going to say. Strikeout number 4.
So Brennan Porter now to the plate. Reached on an error to lead off the second inning, but was part of another double play. First 2 innings, bunt double plays, taking away any chance of a Union Scotties rally. First pitch from Beese misses upstairs for ball 1, and again, Beese working all from the stretch, which is unique to us old-timers, but is becoming more the norm as players learning to pitch at the young age are doing more and more of just a straight throw from the stretch to limit the amount of motion that a pitcher does.
Nice change-up by Beese that time.
Catches the top of the zone, evens the count at 1-1 to Porter. Breaking ball this time is popped up on the right side of the infield. Emsweiler going back, Natali coming in, but the right fielder will give way. Emsweiler in second base makes the catch. Scotties for the first time go down in order, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still scoreless here from Wild Things Park on lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP, and gives us a chance to remind you this game and the broadcast rights to this game are the sole and exclusive property of the WPIAL and the TribLive High School Sports Network. Any use of this broadcast is intended exclusively for the benefit of the listening audience, and any use, rebroadcast, or distribution of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited.
Coming up after the game, we'll announce the Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. All high school student athletes during their sports season, $25 per visit to our office, including adjustment and or all therapies necessary. For full details, visit MaleyChiropractic.com. That's MaleyChiropractic.com. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Thanks to our friends at Maley Chiropractic. Thanks to all of our sponsors at lcsportsnet.com. This seems like a good time to remind you that these schools will all advance into the state tournament. Unfortunately, it is very difficult for us to broadcast through the state tournament due to the playoff rights fees charged by the PIAA throughout all of those tournaments. We'd love to be able to continue to cover all these schools. It just becomes very, very difficult. If you're listening at home live or archived and you want us to be able to cover video or audio broadcast throughout the course of the state tournament, please give us a call, reach out on Facebook or Twitter, send us an email. Anything that we can try to do, any way that you can potentially help make that happen, we would love to hear from you. We give a special shout out to the Union area boosters that actually helped as we try to get a couple of games on the air during the basketball postseason run for both the boys and the girls program. So we thank them, we thank all of our generous sponsors, and we hope that you can help us as we try to continue coverage all through the PIAA tournament. Bottom of the fourth inning, still looking for our first runs of the game. 1-0 pitch is going to be chopped towards first base. Covering is Staub. Roper to Staub on the 3-1 putout. Throw a little bit behind Staub there. Good adjustment to make the catch and step on the bag.
Staub broke right towards the first base bag like you're supposed to do. Sometimes the pitcher, if he falls the other way, has a hard time getting it, but he was there way enough time to stab at the ball and still hit the first base bag.
As a first baseman does the right thing too, did Shane Roper. Got the ball out of his glove quickly and allows your pitcher to catch it first and then find the bag. First pitch upstairs for strike one to Caleb Emsweiler. So a big inning here potentially for the Scotties if they can work through this. There was the 3-4-5 hitters due up, Feldman, Emsweiler, and Farfan. Already one down. Now Emsweiler with a 1-1 count as this one bounces in to even the count to the sophomore second baseman. Emsweiler hitting .310 on the season. Wearing number 1, 1-1 count on the scoreboard with one down. Make it a 1-2 count as this fastball catches the black on the outer half. The 1-2 misses well in the outer batter's box. Emsweiler holds on the swing. 2-2 now the count. Fourth straight year the Scotties have been here at Wild Things Park for the WPIAL championship game. Defeats in the first two, a victory 3-0 last year. Still pitching a shutout as this one misses just inside. Count runs full. Still pitching the shutout in the championship now for 10-plus innings for Union, but no runs on the board themselves yet.
Staub wanted that pitch. He was jumped off the mound a little bit thinking he had strike 3.
Didn't miss by much. This one well out in front as Emsweiler fouled down the third baseline. Count remains full. Scoreless game, bottom of the fourth inning. We'll look at the state tournament brackets here coming up in a moment. As well, top 3 teams in Class 1A will make it into the PIAA tournament. Payoff pitch, high fastball lifted towards right field. Galmarini is going to settle under it. He actually lost it for a second, now finds it, and he's going to secure it for the catch. You could see he put the arms out there for a second, Jay. Center fielder Mike Gunn was running over to try to snag it, but then apparently Galmarini said something at the end, I got it.
That's a good job by Gunn to just run right past him, didn't run into him. When that happens sometimes, that's when you get your collisions.
And there's good communication between those two sophomore out. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Staub delivers another breaking ball, lifted towards center field. Gunn settles under it, makes the catch, and after the Scotties go down in order in the top of the fourth, Eden Christian does the same in the bottom half. We're still scoreless through 4 innings of play here at lcsportsnet.com, Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, and again, special thanks to our friends at the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership, lcap.org. Make sure you check them out and see how you can assist in their goal of improving and enhancing the quality of life within Lawrence County by eliminating and preventing the causes and effects of poverty. Also give a shout out to our friends at the Crane Room. We don't really have an out-of-town scoreboard today, but we will take this time to look at the Class 1A state bracket coming up. The top 3 teams will make it into the state tournament. The winner of this game will take on the runner-up from District 9. That's Clarion Limestone in the western half of the bracket. Winner of that one will take on the District 6 runner-up Williamsburg or the District 1 champion, which will be either Rockwood or Southern Fulton, as those games, or that game, will take place today. Loser of this game takes on the District 10 champion Sagertown, and the winner of that one will take either the District 9 champion Dewsbury Center Catholic or the District 7 runner-up, which we will find out later today. Starting at 3 o'clock today is that consolation game between Rochester and Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. At the top of the bracket, Benton against Halifax, Forest City against MMI to get the District 2 championship winner. That one takes on Jenkintown. Greenwood out of District 3 will take on Tri-Valley out of District 11, and Bishop McCourt will take on either Rockwood or Southern Fulton, the loser in that contest in the District 5 championship. So District 6 and District 5, Jay, a little interesting there that you got one from each in the bottom half of the bracket, one from each in the top half of the bracket. So you could technically get 2 teams from the same district in the state championship game. Not sure how I feel about that.
I know they did that in the I think it was the girls softball, and I didn't like that. Laurel, I think it was Laurel against Neshannock.
And that was just in the getting the same section in district play, and this is talking about getting 2 district teams at the state level. I don't know. I'm not a fan personally. When you can get 2 teams split up like that, I think it needs to be a true West-East bracket when you get to the state level.
I agree with you completely in that. I know in basketball they do that. They bring some of the East over to the West or vice versa, and I do not like that at all.
You're seeing plenty of that in your trips out to Hershey. What we haven't seen much of today are base runners for either team. Union with 3 hits, Eden Christian with 1, but Dane Jonke leading off has worked a 3-1 count to start this inning, has the sophomore DH. Scoreless in the top of the 5th inning. Here is the 3-1, fouled back to the screen, so good response from Jared Beese to at least make the count full.
Beese has been throwing strikes most of the day. There's not too many 3-2 counts.
Now we're going to go unofficial on the pitch count as Game Changer has delayed on us. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball misses inside for ball 4. Leadoff walk drawn by Dane Jonke. And now here's the all-important question. You've had 2 double play bunt attempts already. Will we see Shane Roper attempt one here in the top of the 5th?
I'm not sure if I'd want to try it after 0 for 2, but like you said, if that's the way they play it, they'll do it again. See if he squares up in this pitch.
It's all about squares up way early, and barely getting back in time at first base was Jonke as he spun the tires, and at the last second was able to reach the hand in there in time, says Bill Crucial, the first base umpire.
That was close. I'm sure the first base coach says, be careful.
That's the first walk of the game and only the 22nd of the season, by the way, for Jared Beese. He did have a hit batsman earlier. Another early square, and well up was Cropper at third base. Another throw over, this time more comfortably safe at first base.
A lot more comfortable.
Still no count to Roper. Not squaring this time. First pitch breaking ball in for strike 1. Snap throw down to first base, and you'd say getting dirty, but sliding on the turf again is Jonke back safely. Sometimes those rubber pellet stains are just as bad as the dirt stains, though.
I imagine they would be. I've never played in a turf field like this, so I can't really give an opinion about it.
Roper again squares, pulls back as the breaking ball goes over for strike 2.
Nice pitch by Bees. That would have been a hard one to bunt if he did. It was up a little bit up high in the zone, but it was a strike.
No balls, 2 strikes. Again, playing way up is Cropper at third base, expecting the bunt. Roper going to swing. Actually, he's going to hold on the swing as the breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strike the count.
I didn't figure he'd try to bunt this time. Of course, he might surprise me and bunt this time.
The 1-2. Upstairs. 2-2 now the count. Pitch count beginning to add up. Unofficially at 70 pitches on this next throw from the senior right-hander Jared Beese. 2-2. Misses inside, and again another good hold of the swing from Roper. Mangus saying he offered, but home plate umpire not going for it. So again, after a 0-2 start, Roper has worked the count full, scoreless in the top of the 5th inning.
Really good at bat for Roper.
Breaking ball misses outside for ball 4. Throw down to second base as the runner was off and going with the pitch. Will not matter. Back-to-back free passes for the Scotties. 2 on, nobody out. Grayson Blakely will come to the plate. And with that, we're going to have our first Pontius Insurance trip to the mound, as it looks like it's going to be Eden coach Joe Doherty, his first season with the Warriors. He's going to go and have a conversation with his team. So while the teams go and discuss their needs with their coaches, well, guess what? If you called Coach Dan Pontius of Pontius Insurance, that's exactly what you get as well, putting the attention to the things you own so you can devote your attention to the ones you love. Visit them online, pontiusinsurance.com. Love the life you live, worry-free. I think anytime that you're in a potential bunt situation right now, though, if you're Coach Bill Sanders of Union, you are worrying a little bit, Jay.
I tell you what, twice he tried it in both double play balls.
In the first inning, it was bases loaded and a suicide squeeze attempt. And on that one, you know, the runner has to be off and running with the pitch. If the ball gets popped up, it's going to be a double play. The one in the second inning is the one that's more concerning because the base runner needs to be seeing that one down. But that was with Dane Jonke's attempt that was bunted into a double play. So now we'll see, though, if Blakely will square the bunt. We won't find out yet as we see the inside move from Beese, and scrambling back to second base was Jonke. Coach Sanders gives the call over at third base. Sends in the signal. Beese comes set. Squaring the bunt is Blakely. He's going to be popped up, and again, the runners were going. Make it 3 bunt double plays. You got to see the bunt down, and Union has not done that today, and they've not gotten the bunt down today.
That was poor base running by Union that time.
So a 5-1 bunt double play, a 1-3 bunt double play, and now a 1-6 bunt double play. Retires Jonke at second base. The base running, as you said, Jay, really haunting the Scotties. Instead of getting runners in the scoring position, it's now 2 down.
And a guy on first.
Yeah, Roper still remains at first base, and now Tyler Staub to the plate. One of the top RBI guys out of the leadoff spot because of the fact that you can get runners moving over. That just has not worked for Union today. 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Evens the count at 1-1. Coach Sanders is looking out into the outfield saying, what do we have to do? Can't get a bunt down. Can't execute the small ball. 1-1 pitch, drilled into right field, base hit. Past the diving effort of first baseman Brian Feldman, second single of the game for Staub, and there's the difference. I mean, you got 1, maybe 2 runs in if the ball was executed.
Being the ball's right field, you get guaranteed 1, and I said probably 2.
And even if the bunt isn't for a double play, you're still likely going to get that runner to score. Now we're going to have another courtesy runner coming out. This time it'll be the courtesy runner for the pitcher. That is Maddox Thompson, the freshman, who will run at first base.
I think that's the first time I ever saw that was 3 bunts and 3 double plays. How about you?
I cannot recall.
You've done a lot more baseball games than I have, and I've never seen that.
First 2 batters walk, the bunt attempt for the double play, and now the single to right field. So still 2 on, but now 2 down for Union as Rocco Galmarini steps to the plate. First pitch misses outside for ball 1.
The way this game is, you can't afford to leave too many more base runners on base. They got to get a run.
Swung on and missed by Galmarini here. Evens the count at 1-1. You're right. How many opportunities can he be served up basically on a golden platter? This won't be a scoreless game for long. Roper at second. Courtesy runner Thompson at first. Swung on and missed again.
Looks like a breaking pitch.
Galmarini's going to take a long walk as he was out in front of that one big time.
Galmarini had a double in the 3rd inning.
It was on a 1-2 pitch, which is what he sees right here. Was right down the third base line, which is basically right where the third baseman is playing. 1-2, grounded right to him, and he just takes one step over to hit the bag. 5 unassisted to end the inning. And again, a chance squandered for the Union Scotties. 2 walks and a single in the inning, but a double play and 2 runners stranded on the bags. To the bottom of the 5th we go, still scoreless here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Who I have a moment want to give another shout out to our friends at Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, a law firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers. Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George has been keeping promises for over 80 years. Let their team of attorneys guide you through the legal process. Visit them online at lgkg.com or give them a call, 724-201-1576. At Luxembourg, Garbett, Kelly & George, we try cases and insurance companies know it.
Something's going to have to give here sooner or later. Eden only has the 1 hit so far, so maybe this is the end you're going to get a couple hits. String a couple together, maybe get a run. Doesn't look like more than 1 run's going to keep this game.
Yeah, 1 run might very well make the difference. It will be the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up here for Eden Christian, and Senieri, Mangus, and Cox. Senieri, who has the only hit of the game so far for Eden Christian. That was a 2-out single back in the 2nd inning. And really, Eden Christian hasn't had a chance on their end very much to get their own bunts down. They had a leadoff walk back in the 3rd. They only gave Natali 1 chance to lay a bunt down. So you wonder if they get their guys on, if they might try to execute the small ball.
Looks like there's a pitcher warming up for Eden Christian.
And that's going to be Caleb Emsweiler, who also has a earned run average less than 1 on the season. And Eden Christian has only allowed 24 runs on the entire year, which is why, if you're Coach Sanders, the small ball idea is not a bad one. Got to get runs when you can, but just has not been effective. First pitch misses downstairs. Now 2-0 the count to Senieri, as this one again down in the Pebbles.
Looks like Vitale was mixed up in that pitch.
2-0 the count. This one catches the black on the inner half. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here from Wild Things Park, first of 3 games here today. There were 3 yesterday, including a barn burner in the middle game. This one's fouled back to the street. 2-2 the count. That game went 12 innings. The 2nd game of the day, the Class 4A championship between Montour and West Mifflin. Titans end up victorious in that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the 5th inning. Staub winds, delivers, perfect breaking ball for called strike 3 on the inside corner.
He couldn't move in that pitch.
6th strikeout of the game for Staub, and he has struck out 6 different Eden Christian batters. Malachi Mangus, junior catcher, will now step to the plate. He's got 13 RBI on the season, and an interesting note that 8 of the 9 in the batting order today all are double-digit RBI hitters. The only one that isn't, Enzo Natali, he's got 9. This one grounded towards short. Roper takes it on the run, throw across to big brother Shane for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down, and that's now 8 in a row that have been retired by Tyler Staub. Starting to get into a rhythm here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Routine ground ball and just a perfect throw to first, the way you want to see it. First baseman stuck his glove out, didn't have to move it.
Like they're playing catch in the backyard.
Well, they are brothers, so I imagine they've done that quite a few times before.
Well, you'd like to think. They might just hate each other and ignore each other all the time, too, for all you know.
That's true.
First pitch in there for strike 1 to Caleb Cox. He swings at the 0-1, and that's lifted back foul and out of play. So, again, way ahead. Staub 0-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still looking for our first runs of the game here at Wild Things Park for the Class 1A championship game.
Cox had the only walk that Staub has given up so far.
Misses that one upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strike to count. Yeah, a single in the 2nd inning, a walk in the 3rd inning, That's the only base runners Eden Christian has gotten today. Until right now, as this one's lined into the right center gap, Down Marini's going to come over and track it down to keep it to a long single for Caleb Cox, but the DH doing his job. 2 out, 2 strike single.
He roped that ball to right center field.
Brings up left-handed hitting Enzo Natali with 2 down. Mentioned he's the only one without double-digit RBIs. And now we'll see with 2 outs. Might we see Cox off and running. Only has 1 stolen base on the year, does the junior. Stays put for the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. 12 first pitch strikes, 6 first pitch balls thrown here today from Tyler Staub.
I tell him I have a chance to show his arm off here.
This is downstairs, 2-0 the count, and he has done plenty of that. At one point this year, had a number like 35 out of 42 in terms of caught stealing that he's had of his junior and senior year. So not sure the official numbers now, but at one point it was like 35 out of 42 that he had gunned down on the base paths. This one right down Broadway makes the count 2-1.
Doesn't look like Cox is going to go, though. He's just going to state you quickly, a little bit of a lead, and that's it.
Second time Cox has been on base, though he did steal second, or second stolen base of the year, on that interesting play back in the 3rd inning. This one called strike 2 up at the letters. Thought it was ball 4 to Natali back there in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He was going down to first base, and Cox was casually going to second. When it was realized it was strike 3, he had to hustle down there and was able to beat the throw.
Didn't the ball go into center field in that throw? So that's why the only reason he beat it.
2-2 pitch here, misses inside, and the count will run full.
Would have been a good throw down to second. He would have been out by 5 steps.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cox will certainly be off and running here with this full count pitch coming up. Long pause from Staub. High kick and delivery. Called strike 3. Second time Natali's gone down on the on the full count fastball. This time it ends the inning. Strikeout number 7 for Staub on the day, and another runner left stranded for the Warriors. We've played 5 here at Wild Things Park. Let's step aside, take a break. Be back in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there, safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com. Ponce's Insurance. Love the life you live.
Which team will be loving life here today with a WPIAL championship on the line? Looking for our first run as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Scoreless. Union, no runs on 4 hits. Eden Christian, no runs on 2 hits, but maybe the best chance now for the Scotties is it's the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Union. Gunn, Vitale, and Stanley.
We'll see what happens if Stanley has a chance to either swing away or bunt this time.
Yeah, he was the first of the 3 bunt double play efforts. That was in the first inning with the bases loaded. That's just an unfortunate way to end the first inning, and it's basically been the same story all day, Jay.
Well, that was a suicide squeeze, which wasn't the runner's fault, but the other 2, they should have been a little bit closer to the bag.
Gunn's first pitch misses outside for ball one, and by our count, we have 80 pitches each for both Beese and Staub now after that one was fired in. This one misses up at the eyes. 2-0 the count to the sophomore three-hitter.
You can't get any closer than that.
Remember, 105 is the limit. When you hit 105, you can finish the batter, but then would have to be replaced for a reliever. Good 2-0 breaking ball there, swung on and fouled back towards the dugout. 2-1 now the count.
He'll throw that breaking ball no matter what the count is.
You gotta love that confidence. As a coach, you'd love to be able to pitch any pitch you want at any time.
He definitely can do it.
2 balls, 1 strikes. Another breaking ball. This one misses around the plate on the inside corner. 3-1. He's had a couple of those that had broken around on that inside corner to a right hand, going around the plate.
That looked pretty good, but the umpire saw it better than I did. We're how far away from, and he's right there.
That's been consistently called all game, too. This fastball also consistently called up at the letters. Count will run full to Gunn to lead off the top of the 6th inning. Looking for our first run of the game here in the Class 1A championship game. 4th straight time the Scotties have been here, looking for back-to-back WPIAL gold.
I don't think Mr. Gunn liked that call, so he took a little walk around the base, around the home plate there. Now he's back in the batter's box.
Payoff pitch coming. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, no doubt about that one. 5th strikeout of the game for Jared Beese, and a big one to retire the 3-hitter to begin the inning.
I think he's expecting something else in that one. He couldn't pull the trigger. We did throw the 2 breaking balls before that, so I think he was expecting another breaking ball.
May have been. You like to say you think fastball, adjust to a curve, but got frozen on that pitch. Vitale now to the plate. First pitch swinging, and it's fouled back to the screen. Vitale going to Westminster next year, following in Nick's brother's footsteps. He'll be majoring in environmental science at Westminster College. He grounds this one between short and third for a base hit. Cropper and Stewart both dove for it, but could not come up with the seeing eye single. Second time that Vitale's now been on base.
That was a hard hit ball, too.
Now to bring up Mark Stanley, but first we'll have courtesy runner Andrew Gettings back out there running for the catcher at first base. Vitale now hitting just shy of 500 on the year after that base hit. Mark Stanley had the bunt double play in the first and struck out in the 4th in his first 2 plate appearances. Though we did see 8 pitches in that second at bat. 3rd time through the lineup, how things might change. Well, a lot of the same there. First pitch breaking ball, swung on and missed for strike 1.
I don't think he was expecting that one.
Well out in front of it. Again, our official pitch count has jumped away, so we'll give you the unofficial count here in a moment. 0-1 pitch, runner off and going with the pitch. This one drilled towards left field, coming in on his far fade, now going back, because it's over his head, and it's going to bounce over the wall, and that's going to be unfortunate for Union, because that would have easily been a run scored for Andrew Gettings as he was off and running with the pitch, but it is a book rule double because it went over the wall on the bounce, so no matter what, it is from the time of the pitch. 2 bases for everybody, which means that Gettings has to retreat back to third. Unfortunate for the Scotties, but it is a double with 1 down. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Brennan Porter.
I think the wind had a little bit to do with that one because he broke in a couple steps and then there's no way he's going to catch up with that. Stanley drove that a long ways to left field.
Brennan Porter now to the plate. Reached on an error and popped out in his 2 plate appearances. Infield up. First pitch fastball outside corner for strike 1. Courtesy runner Gettings at third. Stanley at second. Brennan Porter at the plate. 1 down here in the top of the 6th, and stepping off is Beese. That was unofficially pitch number 90 of the 105 allotment. Side-on pitch, and it's going to be fisted over the second baseman's head for a base hit. 1 run will score. Rounding third is Stanley, and he's going to come sliding in the home plate, and throw is cut off. A 2-run single. Brennan Porter puts Union on the board first. 3 straight hits in the 6th inning. The Union bats. It's the Cardiac Kids again. The late hits in these big games. The Scotties put a 2 spot up here in the top of the 6th.
That was laced in the right center field. Good hard hit ball.
And I'll tell you what, if the infield's at normal depth, Emsweiler at second base might be able to come down with that one.
I'm not sure. I give Stanley credit. He was off with the hit, and he never slowed down at all.
So 2 RBI single for Porter. He now has to go scrambling back into first base on the pickoff attempt. Dane Jonke to the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. He's been a double victim of those bunts. He attempted a double play pop-up bunt and was one of the players double off on the second one. Looking to make amends for that and add to the Scotties' advantage. 2-0, your score.
That's been 3 hard hit balls too to get these 2 runs.
How about Porter going with that pitch too, out to right field?
That's what you're taught to do.
3 straight throwovers now from Beese. 1 down, top of the 6th inning. Scotties with 2 across the board already. Now he delivers to the plate. Called strike 1 on the outside corner.
Brendan sort of jumped like he was going to go, but I didn't think he was.
Porter at first base. Great utility guy. He's played second, first, and third base this year. A true utility infielder. Jonke, the designated hitter, fouls this one back to the screen. Count now 0-2.
It's a valuable player to have in your team, can play all the positions in the infield.
This one fisted foul on the first baseline. That one off for a ride towards the cocktail bar. Count will remain 0-2 to Jonke. Shane Roper in the on-deck circle, a walk and a strikeout in his 2 plate appearances. Didn't miss by much there on the 0-2 offering. Now 1-2 the count to Jonke with 2 runs scored for the Scotties. The first 2 runs of the game on 3 straight hard hit balls. Here with 1 down in the 6th. Vitale, Stanley, and Porter, the 4, 5, 6 hitters, getting the job done. 1-2 pitch, chopped down the third base line, foul. Just by a couple of feet as Cropper was coming in, ready to gun one across the diamond.
Slows out with ball was hit. I don't think he would have got the runner going down the first baseline.
Yeah, certainly wouldn't have gotten going to second, though Jonke wasn't the quickest out of the box either on that play. Would have been a close, tight play. We saw a couple of those in the Neshannock game yesterday that went against Neshannock, including a leadoff single that ended up scoring in the first inning that kind of set the tone for the entire game. The 1-2. Fastball on the outside corner. Chopper towards second base. Long range for the second baseman. He's not going to have any throw. It's going to be an infield single. Emsweiler in double play depth way up the middle there, Jay. Good job really just to get to that ball, but no play once he did.
I think if he could have got rid of the ball as soon as he caught it, but when he slipped down on the turf, there was no way he could make a throw. Probably smart holding on to the ball.
Yeah, so make that 4 straight hits. Shane Roper, 2 on, 1 down, runners on first and second. First pitch breaking ball misses inside, almost got away from Mangus. He's able to corral it.
I think this is the inning Union's been trying to get.
Finally stringing those hits together and not needing the bunt attempts this time. Throw behind at second base, sliding back in safely there at second was Brennan Porter. He has the 2 RBI single earlier in this inning. That's the only 2 runs on the board. Third run would be even more special for the Scotties
That was a good backup by Caleb Emsweiler, or else that ball would have been in the center field.
The 2-0. Just misses outside. It's now 3-0 the count to Roper. And next pitch will be pitch number 100. Four-pitch walk, bases full of Scotties. And you wonder if that's going to be the end, as we're going to get another trip to the mound. Coach Doherty's going to go and have a conversation on the Pontius Insurance trip to the mound, go talk with his senior right-hander. And here's the question. You got maybe one at bat left. Do you stick with him, or after the third walk of the game, do you go to the bullpen? You have Caleb Emsweiler, who is a very quality reliever, also a sub-1 ERA, and I think our question has been answered.
Yep.
So Jared Bees, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's given up 2 runs. They are earned, but he's responsible for all 3 players who are on the base paths right now. So Caleb Emsweiler, will come to the mound. We'll see if we can get the rest of the changes here. It looks like Eli Sengieri is going to go from center field to the infield. Looks like he's going to go over to third base. We'll probably see Christian Cropper going to second. We'll check on that one. Bees is out in center field. Grayson Blakely will be next to bat for the Scotties.
On defensive changes, now playing center field, number 13, Jared Bees.
And there's that. Bees out in center field.
Number 19, Eli Sengieri.
Sengieri goes to third. And it looks like that is that number 2, Christian Cropper, who's going to move over from third base to second base. So Bees to center, Sengieri to third, Cropper to second, and Emsweiler to the mound. All are position changes. Emsweiler, 4-0 record, a .95 earned run average. This will be his 8th trip to the mound this season. He's got 39 strikeouts and 9 walks in his 29 innings pitched on the season. Pretty darn good number 2 coming in there, Jay. If you can even call him a 2, call him a 1A, 1B type scenario that a lot of these really quality 1A schools have. But to have this guy coming out of the bullpen, absolutely incredible.
I'm not sure if they should have started the inning with him or not.
It's tough. Your guy's been wheeling and dealing. He was at 79 pitches, was Jared Bees coming into this inning.
He seemed to lose his control a little bit this inning, though. He's leaving the ball up in the zone.
And that's the big part right there. If you leave pitches elevated, a good hitting team like Union is eventually going to make you pay.
That's exactly what they did. See if they can get any more runs.
9-hitter up, 1 down, already 2 across for the Scotties. They had 4 hits in the first 5 innings. They got 4 in this inning alone.
And bases loaded with Scotties, too, with only 1 out.
Infield in double play depth, but going from the windup is Emsweiler. First pitch off the helmet of Blakely. It's an RBI the hard way. We saw a lot of that yesterday go against Lawrence County. Scotties will take advantage. They get their 3rd run across the board.
That was square on top of the helmet. That's where you want to see if he's going to hit in the head.
I think we're going to get a pinch runner out at second base now for Roper. That's Maddox Thompson. We saw Maddox Thompson as the courtesy runner for the pitcher earlier in the game. Now he is the pinch runner for Shane Roper at second base. So Jonke at third, Roper's pinch runner Thompson at second, Blakely at first, And as if it wasn't bad enough for Eden Christian, it's the top of the order now up, and Tyler Staub 2 for 3 on the day. First pitch, breaking ball outside corner for strike one. It's the 8th batter of the inning for the Scotties. Another breaking ball. Staub does the spinorama as he swings through that one, and quickly up 0-2 is Emsweiler.
He wanted that pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. Bases full of Scotties. 3-0 your score in the top of the 6th. Trying to add on. Another breaking ball, swung on and missed. A 3-pitch strikeout. How about that for a response from Emsweiler to get the second out of the inning after plunking on the first pitch of the inning after coming into the game.
All 3 breaking balls, and Staub couldn't catch up with them.
Rocco Galmarini, 1 for 3 with a double in today's contest. This breaking ball misses outside for ball 1.
That's 4 straight breaking balls. See if he comes with a fastball now.
No, fastball is what missed and hit Blakely to bring the 3rd run of the game in for the Scotties. There's a breaking ball again. This one downstairs, 2-0 the count. 9th batter of the inning for Union. Trying to really bust it open here in the top of the 6th.
If Galmarini can come up with a good hit, it's going to be broke open.
Make it a 3-0 count. Now you figure Galmarini likely taken all the way with the bases loaded and facing a 3-0 count from the reliever Emsweiler. And it misses well outside. 4-pitch walk brings home another Scotties run, make it a 4-0 advantage.
That pitch wasn't even close.
So a walk, a hit batsman, and a strikeout. And Mike Gunn, who began this inning with a backwards K, striking out looking, will now step to the plate with the bases full of Scotties and a 4-0 advantage.
That's something you don't want to do, is make 2 outs in the same inning. I've done it before, and it's just don't want to do it.
I wonder if Coach Bill Sanders made any sort of comment like that to his young center fielder. Not sure as a coach I want to put that in the mind of my young player.
I wouldn't want to.
First pitch breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. Coach Sanders, I can always say from experience, though, I know he's been on both ends of that one, as the player making both outs and the pitcher getting both those outs on the same batter in the slow pitch softball league in the Ben Franklin League in Newcastle. This curveball belted on the third base line, but well foul. Count even at 1-1. By the way, Coach Sanders says he's officially retired from the slow pitch game.
Now you play anymore?
Well, I'm retiring with him. I'm the very emergency substitution. Very emergency. Here's the 1-1 to Gunn. Chop towards third base, taken on 2 hops by the third baseman. Senieri able to outrace everybody to the bag to end the inning on the fielder's choice, but damage done for the Scotties. They plate 4 runs on 4 hits, were helped by a couple of walks and a hit batsman. They do leave the bases loaded, but they put a crooked number on the board. 4 runs in the inning to take a 4-0 advantage to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll step aside, be back in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Shannon for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods, custom apparel to embroidery and more, Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
And a couple of Red Zone RBIs there too for Brennan Porter to break open the game, get it all kick-started. The 2 RBI single, and then RBI hit batsman for Grayson Blakely, and an RBI walk for classmate Rocco Galmarini Makes it a 4-0 Scotties advantage in the bottom of the 6th inning. Make sure you check out the red zone. Just a few minutes up the road. No, not from here, but from Union High School. A few minutes up the road in Neshannock Township. All of your custom sporting apparel needs. And remember, spirit sales are a great way for your organization to make money. Organizations across the county make a combined $4,000 in just under a month for just sharing a link. The Red Zone does the rest. Give them a call, 724-654-6065 to see how your group can score big at the Red Zone. And I do believe the Union Cheerleaders currently have one of those spirit sales going on at the Red Zone. I got to give a big shout out to Mark and Andrea Kaiser. They make all of our LCAP Play of the Game and Mainly Chiropractic Play of the Game award t-shirts that we've been giving out all year. They've been fantastic. And we got so many baseball playoff games in, Jay, we ran out. So gave them a quick call, and man, were they awesome. Got us a few more to make sure we can get through the 5 championship games we're covering this week. Big shout out to them at the Red Zone. If you haven't checked them out, what are you doing? Top of the order due up for Eden Christian, and just like that, 0-2 the count. As Tyler Staub working quickly, working ahead. 4-0 the advantage for Union. Pitch number 83 for Staub. Line drive, base hit to right field. Thinking about the throw in was Galmarini as he was playing well shallow, but holds it. It's a leadoff single, and only the 3rd hit of the game for Eden Christian. But hey, 3rd time through the lineup. That's what just happened with Union in the top of the inning. Now Eden Christian needs a big response in the bottom half.
With a 4-run lead, Staub I think could just throw the ball and let him make contact. How many pitches do you have now, Staub?
I got him at 83. Yeah, it's an unofficial count. First pitch swinging here is Ray Steerer, and it's popped up on the right side of the infield, and basket catch. He dropped down the first base line, and that's tricky because he is trying to avoid the base runner at first base who is standing on the bag where he needs to be. And that's just, I mean, he's doing exactly what he needs to do, but Roper trying to avoid the runner ends up making the error.
Hope that don't come back to haunt him.
That's actually the 2nd error they have on the board for the Scotties. I only have that as the 1st.
I only have 1 error for him, too.
Ask our media crew to our right, see if we can figure anything they have either. Newcastle News' Cody Patterson just gives the shrug. 1-1 to count. Now to Ray Steerer. Popped out to the first baseman on a very similar play. And his first at bat also flew out to left. The 1-1. This is upstairs, 2-1 to count. I'm trying to think if there was another similar play like that on a foul ball that the official scorers thought should have been caught.
I can't see any possible play.
Well, we're going to go with 1 error. Squaring the bunt, trying to bunt for a hit, taken there by Staub. Thought about throwing to second, may have had a chance, but makes the smart play and gets the out at first.
I think if he would have thrown that, the runner second would have been out for sure.
But again, like you said, with a 4-run lead, Jay, probably the smart play just to take the guaranteed out.
I agree with you completely.
So now, do we call that a sacrifice? If he was, it looked from here like he was bunting for a hit, and you would think with a 4-run deficit in the 6th that wouldn't be a sacrifice to move a runner over.
I don't know. It's one of them plays. What do you think? You don't think it was a sacrifice? We'll just go with a ground out then.
Well, that's why I'm not an official scorekeeper, that's for sure. But it does move a runner into scoring position. First pitch on the outside corner for strike 1 to Brian Feldman. 0 for 2 today is the team's top hitter, and the number 3 batter, Feldman, looking to add to his team-high 22 ribbies on the season. Staub is pounding that strike zone all day long. 0-1 breaking ball, ground ball, little rug burner to second base. Porter up with it, off to first to Shane Roper for the second out of the inning. Runner will advance to third. That's Beast on the third base, but now 2 down in the inning.
He got to run to third base, but I think he would rather have a hit than just getting the runner over to third, especially with 2 outs now.
And that brings up the relief pitcher, Caleb Emsweiler. Staub in the windup. Wines delivers. Perfect pitch right down Broadway for strike 1. That was pitch number 90 unofficially. This one misses outside, evens the count at 1-1 to Emsweiler, who not only leads the teams in doubles and home runs, but also a team high with 17 walks drawn on the season. Looking to hit here, though, has worked a good count. 2-1 as this ball in the dirt, good block by Vitale behind the plate. Staub gets the sign from Vitale, drills it towards left field. This is going to go over the head of Mark Stanley. Eden Christian's going to get a run on the board, and it's another one that bounces up and over the wall. It'll be a book rule double and a red zone RBI for Caleb Emsweiler. He helps himself and gets Eden Christian, keeps him in the game.
He really jumped on that pitch, and there was no doubt it was going to be over the left fielder's head. He might have got a triple if it wouldn't have bounced over the fence.
Yeah, with all that space out here, and actually with that, we almost had an inside the park home run in the game yesterday, but I think not expecting all that space out in left center field. The Shannock's Colton Schaefer went headfirst sliding in the third, where if he had rounded it, he may have scored. Jacob Janicki is going to go out there. This is going to be a courtesy runner for the pitcher. So the courtesy runner for the pitcher is Jacob Janicki after the RBI double for Emsweiler.
That ball was crushed to left field. Stanley didn't have a chance. He just had to turn around and start running towards the fence.
You saw the number 24 on the back of the jersey pretty darn quickly off the bat. First pitch swinging is Roberto Farfan. It's going to be fisted out into shallow right field. Going back on it is Porter. Great range from the second baseman to make the catch deep in the outfield grass. Makes the catch, ends the inning, but 1 run on 2 hits. There was an error and a runner left on base. Both teams score in the 6th, but Union with the 4-1 advantage as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Don't go anywhere. The Class 1A championship continues when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
To the top of the 7th inning we go. Caleb Emsweiler will remain out there on the rubber, and he will face the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Vitale, Stanley, and Porter, but it was those 3 there, Jay, who made the big hits to really start everything off in that top of the 6th inning where the Scotties put 4 runs on the board.
I think Porter had the most important hit because he drove in the first 2 runs.
That is, I think, our nominee right now for our potential Maley Chiropractic play of the game. You're a step ahead of me there, Jay. In our Tri-County Principals postgame show, we will announce our LCAP player of the game and our Maley Chiropractic play of the game coming up, thanks to our Tri-County Principals Association for their sponsorship with us and their support of high school athletics. Our maiden season on the Lawrence County SportsNet, we hit our goal, Jay. 100 games, that was our goal, to get 100 broadcasted, not just games, but events all across the county. We hit that and then some. I believe today, when I was doing the math, I think 112 is what this one is. So 113 later, plus the softball game, 114.
That is impressive for a first-year program.
It's a big thanks to all of the restaurants, the insurance companies, everything across Lawrence County. And Vitale excited, though you can tell also frustrated, as he gets plunked in the back for the second time today and for the 943rd time this year.
Tell you what, he didn't have a chance to get out of the way of that one slow breaking ball, and he just stood there and took it off his backside, it looked like. I don't think it hurt him.
Nope, he's fine, and he'll go get a drink back in the dugout as his courtesy runner, Andrew Gettings, will go out there for the third time. But you're right, to your point you said last inning, that is now the third hit batsman in the game, but every single pitch minus one that Emsweiler has thrown has been a breaking ball. And as soon as I say that, a fastball there to Mark Stanley, and it also misses upstairs.
We'll see what he does now.
Stanley, who had the double in his last at bat, going the other way in what is becoming a more stiffening breeze out to left field. Fouls this. Misses inside here, does Emsweiler. 3-1 now the count. Emsweiler, who came in relief of Jared Bees. We can close the book on him, by the way. 4 runs, all earned on the 8 hits. Payoff pitch, drilled towards center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Stanley's going to round third, and he's going to be hitting the brakes. Back to the bag he goes.
Mark had to wait to see if that ball was going to be caught in center field or not. Smart base running by Mark.
Second hit of the game for Brennan Porter. Dane Jonke reached on an infield single. He's been on base twice today with a single and a walk. Runners on the corners. Now that means in the high school game, you got all sorts of fun stuff that can happen with your first and third steals. We'll see what Coach Bill Sanders tries to dial up. He looks at the note card, gives out the 3-number signal. Step off from Emsweiler, looks back to first. Porter able to get back there with ease.
Porter's only a couple steps off the bag.
Now takes an extra one as Emsweiler comes set. He's off and running. First pitch swinging is Jonke. Swings through the fastball, and taking second base easily is Porter on catcher's indifference.
That would not be a stolen base.
Because the catcher did not make any attempt or any throw at any base, or any even fake of a throw at any base. Cannot award Porter with the swiped bag. 0-1 to count to Jonke. Infield now in with 1 down. 2 runners in scoring position. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Beauty there from Emsweiler. 0-2 the count. Stanley at third, Porter at second. The 0-2 coming to Jonke. Fastball right down Broadway for strike 3. First strikeout, or second strikeout, excuse me, in relief for Jared Beese, and that one just on the fastball. You saw all the curveballs there, Jay. The fastball froze him.
He couldn't get the bat off the shoulder there.
Shane Roper now to the plate. 0 for 1. On base twice, but a pair of walks, though, for the senior. First pitch swinging, chopped foul down the third base line. Terrible effort from Coach Bill Sanders there in the coaching box.
He was going to get it. He said, I'll just let it go. Maybe that's why he's retiring from softball.
He realized he doesn't have to go chase those down anymore. Coach Sanders actually set up a memorial softball tournament for our dear friend Mark Shaws after he passed 5 or 6 years ago. We'll definitely miss playing those games against him, but he enjoys where he is out there in the third base box. I enjoy where I am up here in the booth. I got the AC, by the way, Coach. The 1-1 to Roper. Breaking ball stays upstairs. 2-1 now the count.
This AC is wonderful. I'd much rather be up here than on the field. I know that.
Pushing 90 degrees today. Be much cooler tomorrow. Not sure if we'll get those softball games in with threats of rain all day long. 2-1 breaking ball goes right over the heart of the plate. Count now 2-2 to Roper, who re-entered, by the way. He was pinch run for by Maddox Thompson last inning. Failed to mention that Roper has re-entered, as each starter gets the one re-entry. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. 2 in scoring position here in the top of the 7th. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts with runners on second and third. Ends the inning. No runs. 1 hit. There was a hit batsman, but both those runners stranded on the bags. Last chance time for Eden Christian, the top seed. Eden Christian Warriors trying to remain undefeated, but they trail 4-1 heading to the bottom of the 7th here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com. Ponce's Insurance. Love the life you live.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet, but more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. The Scotties are keeping their ace in the game. Tyler Staub, we have him unofficially at 94 pitches thrown. He's going to face the 6-7-8 hitter, Senieri, Mangus, and Cox. First pitch in there for ball 1. Remember, you can go to pitch 105 in the postseason. You can finish that batter, but then that's it. 1-0 pitch, drilled foul down the third base line into the bullpen. And I didn't even see anybody warming up in the bullpen between innings either. Did you, Jay?
No, I didn't. I think we're going to let him. It's his game to win. I think we're going to let him go the whole game if he can.
He can. We'll keep tabs on that pitch. Again, this is unofficial on our numbers. The game-changer numbers petered out on us in the 3rd inning. Tried to catch up in the 6th and have failed to do so. So we'll try to estimate best we can. This one down in the dirt, 2-1 to count. Again, had him at 94 pitches coming into this inning, but they're going to let Staub go as long as he can. The 2-1. Down again, 3-1 to count. Didn't miss by much.
Staub wanted that pitch. Stared into the umpire after it was called ball.
7 strikeouts, only 1 walk issued on the day for Staub. Takes the long walk around the mound, now back and fires, and this one definitely a ball as it bounces and actually gets away. Bounces all the way down towards the first base dugout. And it's actually Shane Roper, the first baseman, who's there first to grab it. Lead off walk for the Warriors from Senieri, and that brings up Malachi Mangus.
Looks like that ball might have went off the catcher's hand. He was Grimsman Payne there.
And he's going to take an extra second, will Nick Vitale. Gets himself back situated as Mangus will step to the plate. So Senieri, he's on base for the 2nd time today. Mangus 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. First pitch swinging, ground ball towards short. Roper to second for Porter for 1. On to first. Double play. The twin killer has been killer for Union today, but they get one back in the bottom of the 7th inning on the 6-4-3 tailor-made.
Tailor-made it was. And a perfect pivot and throw back over to first to complete the double play.
Roper to Porter to Roper. Eden Christian, their undefeated season down to their final out. Scotties fans on their feet. Down the third base line, Caleb Cox, he's been on base twice today. A walk and a single. Watches this first pitch drift outside for ball one. I have that at pitch number 101, by the way, for Staub. This one just barely misses outside as well. Just misses the outside corner. 2-0 the count. Cox, the DH. .258 hitter on the season. Right now, any way to get on. He swings at this one. Looked like that might have been ball 3 as it was drifting high and inside, Jay.
I think it was ball 3. It was definitely high. But he wanted to swing.
Vitale still uneasy there behind the plate. Takes an extra second to get back to position.
Couldn't tell where it hit. He hit him somewhere.
Ground ball towards shortstop. This could be it. Roper throw to first. He couldn't get out of the glove. It airmails it, and it's going to go into the stands. Eden Christian still alive. You could tell he was trying to grip it. He just couldn't get it out of the glove. Jay, E6.
Oh, that was a routine ground ball, too. He had all the time in the world. All he had to do is throw it over to first.
I think when he couldn't get it out, like a lot of fielders end up doing, they can, kind of get a little uneasy, try to rush the throw at that point. And home plate umpire is seeing what we're seeing up here with Nick Vitale. Michael Martirazian just called out to the Union bench. Now they have the athletic trainer out there taking a look at Nick Vitale. He was trying to shoo the coach's back into the dugout, was trying to take athletic trainer Trish Stevens-Sennis and say, get back to the dugout, I'm fine. But he's definitely not fine. He's going to gut this out best he can as long as he gets the okay from the training staff. I think a good move, though, from the home plate umpire to say, hey, catchers are tough guys, but let's make sure this isn't something more severe.
Like I said, I did not see where it hit him, but he got him hit somewhere on that strike 3 that was in the dirt.
So here's where this is big, too, and I'm going to trust my numbers. I have it that was pitch number 104, which that means that Tyler Staub is still eligible to throw. This will be his last batter, though, no matter what. Enzo Natali, the 9-hitter. A couple of backwards Ks on the day. First pitch outside corner for strike 1.
There's nobody warming up for the Union Scotties either.
Both relievers, I'd say all 3 relievers options are all out in the field. The 0-1 coming from Staub. Long look at second. Now kicks and delivers. Ground ball towards first base. It's going to go into foul territory. Roper let it bounce one time too many. If he attacked that a little bit more, may have gotten it before it went past the bag.
I don't know. It almost looked to me like that was a fair ball, but the umpires are better looking than we do.
Yeah, and pitcher Tyler Staub trying to plead his case, but you can see right at the last second Roper having to move his glove towards foul territory. And now he's trying to plead his case. But it is now down to their final strike. Eden Christian. Natali at the plate. Staub. Strike 3! Back to back, the Union Scotties. Celebrating at Wild Things Park, a 4-1 victory. The Scotties golden once again. Tyler Staub picks up where Jake Vitale left off a year ago. It's not a no-hitter, but 4 hits scattered, only 1 run allowed, and the Scotties claimed the 4-1 victory. We'll step aside, come back to recap it all when we return. Scotties are the 1A champions on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAP Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's healthy home programs are the key to safer living.
TribLive has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Medal ceremony time here from Washington Wild Things Park. Tri-County Principals postgame show time here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP Union. Back-to-back WPIAL champions. After 2 trips, Jamon, where they made it here and took home silver, next 2 trips going home with the gold back to Lawrence County.
Very impressive game today by Staub and the whole team.
Tyler Staub, the complete game victory. 4 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts, and just 2 walks issued. But let's talk first, before we talk about Tyler Staub as a whole, let's talk about, as the team here for Neshannock, working through some of the issues for Union. I knew I was going to do that. I'm surprised it took this long. For Union to work through the issues of the double plays that they had to face early in the game. 3 bunt attempts that are popped up for double plays, but they fight through it, and they're able to get the win down the stretch without the bunts, getting the 4 straight hits in the 6th inning. Better late than never, but to weather the storm long enough.
Sometimes that's so demoralizing when you have a chance and you just don't come through.
Yeah, Scotties had bases loaded in the first. Mark Stanley trying from the suicide squeeze, bunts it foul. It's caught by the third baseman, Cropper, who throws it back to third base to complete the double play. Another chance in the 2nd inning where, after a leadoff error, Dane Jonke tries to lay down a bunt. It's popped up, and it's picked off Porter at first base to end that inning. In the 5th inning, after the first 2 runners walk, Grayson Blakely tries for the bunt. It's popped up, caught by the pitcher, and then thrown back to second base to complete that double play. So through 5 innings, no runs on the board for either team. Best chance that Eden had was in the bottom of the 3rd, a leadoff walk by Caleb Cox. He stole second, got the 3rd on a wild pitch, but could not advance the final 90 feet. Then at the top of the 6th, things finally starting to go Scotty's way. A 1-out single from Nick Vitale, a ground rule double from Mark Stanley put runners on 2nd and 3rd. Brendan Porter with the big hit puts the first runs on the board. A 1-out, 2 RBI single to right field, making a 2-0 Scotties advantage. Jonke follows with the 4th straight hit, an infield single, and a Shane Roper walk. That chased the starter Jared Bees from the game. First pitch that the reliever, Caleb Emsweiler, threw, hits Grayson Blakely for an RBI hit batsman. Galmarini gets an RBI walk later in the inning. 4 runs on the board in that 6th inning. Eden Christian would respond with a Caleb Emsweiler RBI double that brought in Jared Bees to make it a 4-1 scoreline. But then Scotty's able to fight it down the stretch and get that final out with the help of a double play to get the first 2 outs in the inning, and then a strikeout to end the contest to retire Enzo Natale. The 8th strikeout of the game for Tyler Staub. He is our LCAP player of the game. Not only that, but also going 2 for 4 at the plate. But the winning pitcher for the back-to-back champion Union Scotties. He is our LCAP player of the game award winner.
The Lawrence County Community Action Partnership is proud to present the Player of the Game Award to Tyler Staub of Union Scotties. LCAP and the Lawrence County SportsNet are proud to honor Tyler for this tonight's Player of the Game. Receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's Player of the Game. Congratulations to Tyler Staub.
We'll have a full list for you at lcsportsnet.com for all of our Player of the Game award recipients throughout the course of the year. He will get that customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone, as will our Mainly Chiropractic Play of the Game award winner. That goes to Mr. Brennan Porter, who had the 2 RBI single to finally put runs on the board in that 6th inning. Brennan Porter, our Mainly Chiropractic Play of the Game award recipient, and he will again receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game. You can view and listen to tonight's Play of the Game and the full list of the season's plays at lcsportsnet.com, clicking on Play of the Game. Congratulations, Brennan Porter of Union, for tonight's Mainly Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Mainly Chiropractic keep you in the game. It's the first loss of the year for Jared Bees. 5 1/3 inning, 4 runs all earned, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. He gave up 8 hits in the game, but your winning pitcher, Tyler Staub, with the 7 innings of 4-hit baseball, 8 strikeouts and 2 walks for the Union Scotties, who go back-to-back. 4 trips here in a row is impressive enough, but going back-to-back here today, getting those 2 championships, and we hope that the Scotties can go back-to-back today, as the team, I am being told, is going to be getting on the bus and driving down to Cal U to now go support the Lady Scots, who we are also told they have been listening to us on the bus ride all the way down to Cal U themselves, getting ready for their game today. So we wish them the best of luck. But just real quick, some final thoughts here, Jay, about this Scotties team and the performance that we saw from them today.
It was quite a pitching duel between Staub and Bees, but like I said, at the end, Tyler Staub come through.
Staub with those 8 Ks. Porter and company with the 4 hits. They finally break it through. Cardiac kids, they keep giving Coach Bill Sanders the heart attack. They will play Clarion Limestone, the District 9 runner-up, in the state tournament on Monday. Sagertown, the District 10 champion, that is who Eden Christian will now face after suffering their first defeat of the season. Those first-round playoff games will take place on Monday. Thanks to everyone here at Wild Things Park. Thanks to our entire LC Sportsnet crew. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership powering sponsor, the Scotties, 4-1, back-to-back. They go and celebrate with the fans, and they're going to hope to get another one here later on today with the softball team afterwards. Union 4, Eden Christian 1 in the Class 1A championship. For my broadcast colleague, Jay Moan, I'm James Dotson signing off here from Wild Things Park. Union 4, Eden Christian 1, back-to-back champions, the Union Scotties. And you saw it and listened here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.